Dear students, today we are going to learn a part of unit number 2, that is Python operators and control flow statements. Okay, so our today's topic is looping in Python and loop manipulation statements. Okay, so we'll start with the looping in Python. So basically, in general, statements are executed sequentially. The first statement in a function is executed first, followed by the second, and so on. So there may be a situation when you need to execute a block of code several times repetitively. Okay, so at that time there is a advantage in programming language, that is we can use loop to execute a group of lines of code or lines of code in a with a n number of times of iteration. Okay, so in programming language provides the various control structures that allow for more complicated execution paths. A loop statement allows us to execute a statement or a group of statement multiple times. So this is just a structure. So when your condition is true, then your loop is going to be executed n number of time. When your condition is false, then it is going to be stop the iterating the loop. Okay, so we'll start with the while loop. In a while loop statement in Python programming language, repetitively execute the target statement as long as given condition is true. The syntax of while loop in Python programming language is while, then expression. If expression is true, the n number of statement is going to be execute. Here the statement s may be a single statement or a block of statement. The condition may be of any expression, and true is any non-zero value. The loop iterates while the condition is true. When the condition becomes false, the program control passes to the line immediately following the loop. Okay, see the structure. While expression is true, okay, so conditional code is going to be execute. It will execute repetitively until your condition is going to be false. When your condition is going to be false, it will directly exit the loop and control passes to the next instruction after the while loop. Okay, so example of while loop, see here, here is the one variable, that is count. Okay, and we assign the value to that variable is 0. While count is less than 9, it is going to be print the count is and that particular number is going to be print. Then we are incrementing that particular value of that particular variable. So count is equals to count plus 1. Okay, it will increment each and every time. The loop is going to be executed, checks the number either it is less than 9 or not, and each and every time. Okay, when your count is going to be 9, then it is directly exit the loop and it is directly going to print the next statement, that is goodbye. Okay, so see the result of this particular code. It will print the count from 0 to 8. When your count value is 9, so it is directly exit from the loop and your next statement after the while loop is going to be print. So that is goodbye. Okay, next is the infinite loop. A loop becomes infinite loop if a condition never become false. You must use the caution when using while loop because of the possibility that this condition never resolves to a false value. This results in a loop that never ends. Such a loop is called an infinite loop. For example of infinite loop, here the we assign the value of variable is equals to 1. While variable value is equals to 1, it will directly going to print that it is take number from input. Okay, and it is directly going to print the you entered this number. Okay, so it is directly printing the value of that particular num variable. Okay, so if this loop is going to be exit, then the next statement goodbye is going to print. But here whichever the expression you passed over here is never going to be false. That's why this comes under the infinite loop. it will every time it will ask for a number, and when you are going to enter a number, it will directly print you entered this number. So each and every time this is going to be happen, and this loop is never going to be break. So it is called as infinite loop. Next is using else statement with a while loop. We have already used else statement with the if condition. Similarly, this used with the while loop. While your expression of while loop is true, then it will execute the code of that particular while loop. Okay, when that expression is false, then it is directly control passes to the else part, and the else part of your loop is going to be executed. Okay. See the example: count is equals to 0 while count is less than 5. Print count is less than 5. Then count is equals to count plus 1. Else print count is not less than 5. So till 4 it is going to print that it is less than 5. But when your count is going to be 5, then it is directly going to the else part, and it is directly print it is not less than 5. Okay. Next is single statement suits. You can write a statement in a single line. Okay. See this here. See the example. Here we are using variable flag is equals to 1. While flag is the flag is true, or we can say flag is 1, then it is directly going to print given flag is really true. Else it is directly going to print goodbye. Okay. But in this situation also, here your expression flag, okay, is not going to become a false. It is always true. That's why it is print given flag is really true in infinite time. So your infinite loop is going to be created. So please do not execute this code on your system. Okay. If you already executed, then press pause break. So your loop is going to be terminated, and control passes towards the your what we can say command line. Okay. Next is for loop. It has the ability to iterate over the items of any sequence, such as a list or a string. For example, the syntax of for loop is for iterating var. So here you have to specify the variable name, and also use in keyword. After that you have to specify the sequence, from which sequence you have to iterate that particular variable or that particular value. After that you have to specify the statements, which statements you have to perform or iterate in the for loop. Okay. If a sequence contain an expression list, it is evaluated first. Then the first item in the sequence is assigned to the iterating variable, that is iterating var. Next, the statement block is executed. Each item in the list is assigned to iterating var, and the statement as block is executed until the entire sequence is exhausted. Okay. So first the item from sequence is going to be executed till the expression is going to be true. So it will be executed when your expression is going to be false. So it will exit from the for loop. So this is the structure of for loop. See this example of for loop. Here we have taken two for loops. First is in first example there is a we have using the initial var is letter, that is we are using variable iteration for iteration is letter. Okay. In this we are taking the sequence that is a string, that is Python. So it will execute for total 6 times. Okay. It will iterate, and it will for each iteration it is going to print that current letter. So your loop is execute for 6 times, that is it will print Python. Okay. So 6 times your loop is going to be iterate. Okay. And in second example there is a list of fruits, that is banana, apple and mango. In this list your fruit variable is going to be execute iterate till your list elements are going to be over. So each and every time it is going to print the each and every element of the list. Okay, so it will print banana, apple and mango. When your elements are going to be complete or finished, it is directly exit from the loop and control passes to the next statement, and it is directly going to print goodbye. Okay, so this is a simple example of for loop. Next is iterating by sequence index. So just give the index number and iterate through the loop. So here we have used the index and passing the range. The range operator is range function is going to be specify the range of particular list. So we have specified the fruit list over here. So we have iterate from this loop. So the total length of this particular list is 3. So 3 times your list is going to be operate, and each and every time your element of that fruit list is going to be printed through the index number. See the print statement, print current fruit, and you are passing the fruits as a list name and passing the index number. So index number is from the first your length is 0, then 1, then 2. So at each and every time it is going to print here the element. Okay, and after your index is empty, then it is directly passes control to the last print statement, that is going to print goodbye. Okay, so this is the example of iterating by sequence index. Then next, using else statement with for loop. Whatever either it is a if statement, either it is a while statement. We have already seen how to use else statement with that with if statement also and else statement also. Now we are going to use else part with the for loop. Okay, see the example. In this example, we are going to check whether number in a range of 10 or 20 or not. If it is in a range of 10 or 20, then it is going to check whether it is a prime number or not. So in a second for loop, this is just verify that number is number is divisible by that particular number or not. Okay, either it is equals to 0, then it is going to find the next value. Okay, so it is described that it is if it is equal to 0, then it is finding which why it is equal to 0. So it will print the divisor also there. Okay, so if your our first element is 10, so it will print 10 equals to 2 into 5, and afterwards it is going to break the loop. Okay, else if it is not divisible by itself. Okay, so if your modulus is not equal to 0, then it is directly going to print this number is prime number. This number is prime number. So here see this 11 is a prime number. So it will going to print the prime numbers in the range of 10 to 20. So see the output. Actually the output is partially divided. First output for 10 to 14 is printing in the left side, and 15 to 19 is printing in the right side. I arrange this in this way, but it is comes when you are executing this code, it will comes below each and every statement. Okay, so next is nested loop. So Python programming language allow to us use one loop inside another loop. Following section shows the few examples to illustrate the concept. Okay, so for nested for loop, it will looks like for iterating variable in sequence, and when this sequence is is true, then it is directly executing the nested for loop within the particular for loop. Okay, so for iterating var in sequence, the all statements of internal for loop is going to be executed. Then first iteration of outer for loop is completed, and then again it iterate for second for loop. Second iteration, the internal for loop is to again iterate for n number of iterations, and control passes to the outer for loop. Okay, so similarly the while loop is going to be executed. Okay, so see the structure. Initialization condition 1 is true, then it is going to condition number 2. If condition number 2 is, then it is going to execute the statements, and it is incrementing and decrementing. When condition is false, it is end for first iteration of outer loop, and the outer loop is going to be increment and decrement. Then it is going to check for the again for second iteration of your outer loop. If condition is true, then it is again proceed with the condition number 2. When your condition is false, then it will directly exit from the for loop. Okay, so this way your nested loop is work. So this is the first example of nested while loop, printing the pattern. Okay, so here we are using two while loops to print this pattern. Similarly, same example we have taken for nested for loop, and we are printing the for loop same pattern in using the nested for loop. Okay, next is the loop control and manipulation statements in Python. Sometimes you want to break out of a normal execution in a loop. For this we have three keywords in Python: break, continue and pass. So we'll directly proceed with the break statement. It determines the current loop and resumes execution at the next statement, just like the traditional break statement in C. The most common use for break is when some external condition is triggered requiring a hasty exit from a loop. The break statement can be used in both while and for loop. Okay, if you are using a nested loop, the break statement stops the execution of the innermost loop and start executing the next line of a code after the block. Okay, so see the structure. If your conditional block is executed, it is iterate until your condition is going to be false. But within that true condition, if you want to exit from the loop, then you can use a break statement and you can directly exit from the loop. See this example. If in this example, if the letter is going to be iterated till the sixth iteration. Okay, but if the letter H is come, it is directly going to break the loop. Okay, and it is pass the control to the next statement after the for loop. Okay, in second example, okay, here it will break if the loop is going to be run for total from 10 to 1, but when if it is equal to 5, then it is going to be break. So here your output is there. So in first loop, first for loop, it is directly going to print pyt. When it is recognized, it is a letter is H, it is directly going to break the loop. In second example, when your variable value is going to print 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, when it is your condition is true, that variable is equals to 5, then it is going to break the loop. Okay, so your while loop is stop and directly goodbye statement is going to be print. Next is continue statement. It returns the control to the begin of the while loop. Continue statement rejects all the remaining statements in the current iteration of the loop and moves the control back to the top of the loop. The continue statement can be used in both while and for loop. The syntax for it is just use continue keyword. Okay, in conditional block, if your conditions are true, then conditional code is going to be executed. If there is a situation whether your coding if your condition is going to be true, then use continue statement and proceed with the another iteration and iterate it until your condition is going to be false, and after condition is going to be false, it is exit from the loop. Okay, this is an example of continue statement. See here, the loop first loop is going to be execute till the iteration number 6. When it is when your condition is true, that letter is equals to H, it is directly going to continue to the next iteration. It is not going to exit from the loop like a break. it is directly continue to the next iteration. So that's why your result for first for loop is here. So it will directly print pyt. When it is recognized h, it is directly skip that iteration and directly looking towards the next iteration, and it will print onn. Okay, similarly for the while loop, it is when it is recognized it is a 5, it is directly skip it and it is continue with the 4 3 2 1 and 0. So it will print this and directly print your last statement, that is goodbye. Next is a pass statement. It is used when a statement is required syntactically but you do not want any command or code to execute. The pass statement is null operation. Nothing happens when it executes. The pass is also useful in place where your code will eventually go but has not been written yet. For example, in stub, for example, if you are entering in a loop, if condition is true, then it is when it is condition is true, it is going to be pass, then it is exit loop. When it is not passed, then it is going to be within a body of loop. Okay, or else if your condition is directly going to be false, it is directly going to be exit the loop. Okay, so we'll see the example so you will get a clear idea. In this example, if you recognize the letter is H, it is directly going to be pass, means it directly going to break the it is directly going to pass the control to the next print, that is this is the pass block. Okay, and it is directly iterate the next iteration. Okay, and when your iteration is complete, it is directly jump towards the next statement after the for loop, that is goodbye. So when your it is first iteration, it print p, then second iteration it prints y, third iteration it print t. When it is recognized that the letter is equals to h, your condition expression is true, then it is directly print this is the pass block and jump towards the next iteration. Then it is print h, then o, then n, and finally your loop is going to be complete. Then it is control passes towards the next print statement and it is print goodbye. Okay, so this is the last video of your chapter number 2. Here your chapter number 2 is end. So thank you guys.